Hi, welcome to Turn Right Machine Works. My name is Keith, and today I've stopped my project here because I want to bring you in on something. Up until last night, I held a perfect record of never damaging my TIG torch lead, and I've had several of them, and I also carry an extension, so I have twice as much lead as the average person on the TIG torch as is. And what actually happened was I was playing what I call weekend warrior. You're working on your own project, but you're really just kind of like you're moving along pretty quick. And anyway, I came around here and I got the dinner call, and I went ahead and stopped what I was doing. And my torch, and when you're heliarcing aluminum, your ceramic is a little bit more colorful and hot than it is if you're doing like steel work or bronze or some of the other welding there. It seems like the high freak really does get the ceramic glowing, and you can still see right around this edge right here. I laid it down on here, and I was doing another ladder project, so I had my leads doubled over the table, and I laid my lead over, and the next thing I saw was a little smoke, and by the time I grabbed my torch, I had already went through the jacket and lightly pierced the actual tube. Now I've already cut this section out because I had other projects to do this morning, and I ran out because I knew exactly what I was going to need to fix this. This actually is more pliable than you think it is. Of course, I wasn't sure what size it was, and I had to actually take and cut out a section, so I had something in my hand. This is 5mm on the inside, 8mm on the outside. So it's kind of in between a 1/4 inch line and a 5/16 line as far as the outside ferrule dimension. And this is how I go about my fix on my torch hose, so I can get back up and going on my project here. All right, I've already done one end, but I'm going to show you on this end here. And what I went down and picked up was two items, and I'm going to go ahead and, this is a regular union. That's all it's called, is a brass union 5/16 by 5/16. And that means both sides are 5/16 hose, okay? So it's not like a adapter going from one size hose to another. So anyway, I bought one of those, and right next to it on the shelf, and I was really hoping that they'd have these, and that is a small sleeve that gets insert. It's actually an insert. They call it insert and plastic sleeve. And these are the plastic ferrules, okay? And I like these on the soft material where you're not exactly the right shape. If I was doing hard tubing, I would use the brass ferrule, and I would be more confident if you're using exactly the right size. But having the plastic stuff and having the support inside, I know I'm going to get a good crimp on here. All right, what you got to do first, make sure you got your nut on there. All right, and your ferrule, and make sure it's on the right direction, skinny side facing towards where it needs to go. All right, now my sleeve is, I need it to be fat because I need to swell this up so that the ferrule and nut will be drawn in, and I'll create the tight fit. But this is it's like almost like a 22 shell on it, or a tubular rivet. It's the same type of end on it. What I have is a punch, kind of taper fit, and I'm just working it in here. What I'm doing is I'm actually just kind of spreading out the mouth of this tube here, trying to get it, and also as I rub it with my fingers, I'm creating a little bit of warm temperature in here. Not that we're real cold. What is it? Oh, it's about 62 degrees in here. It's actually anywhere from 50 to 60 degrees is my favorite working temperature. I don't know about anybody else. I do crank my stove, and sometimes I'm in there and I just come in from outside. I don't mind being in that 80-degree machine shop room there, but when I'm welding or torching or plasma cutting, I like ventilation, and I like it to be cool. Alright, once we get this spread, then I can get this inserted in here. Alright, so it's getting started in there. Now I got a blunt surface. I just use the edge of my table here and press that right in where it's flush. Now you can see that that's swelled that diameter right there. Now the ferrule will come up here, and the ferrule's tight. It's almost too tight. But I need to push that up a little bit because your depth of this inserting in here, which that is also tight, but it's good. It goes all the way in. I took my finger like this and measured, and I got the same depth that I see inside the union. Alright, but I do want that ferrule to go up because my nut is not able to actually grab those threads yet. So I just take the nut, and there again, just pressing it a little bit, and now I got it moved up. Now I can get that in there, and it's nice and tight. This is what I know I want a positive hold on this, okay, because I got coolant running in here and I don't need coolant all over the place. And this is relatively inexpensive. I forget what my receipt actually said there, but I think that was about $9 for the whole thing, and that was at Ace Hardware here on Cape Cod, most expensive place to shop in a hardware store. Alright, this is my other end here. And I'm going to put that in there. And before I do anything, just because I picked this up a little bit, I'm going to make sure that my leads and everything else, see that? I'm wrapped around there already. Okay, so just don't want to go backwards. Okay, everything is in the right order now. That's usually where you just get into one mode of, yeah, let's get it together. And center of this is 1/2 inch. And I believe these are 9/16, but I have a crescent wrench here in my welding shop. It's a little bulkier, but I will still be able to zip my casing right around there, and you can see right there is the hole that I burned through. Alright, let's fire up the welder, and this is automatically flowing when I turn it on. Leaks. I'm a happy camper, and I don't have to buy another torch, which this is my second torch that I've ever had on a synchro wave, and I kind of like it. It's just a wall craft, and it's a small one. Most of the time I have the long tip on it, but I have the button, and I have the little stubby, and I have all of that kind of stuff. If I ever did upgrade from this torch here, I would probably be looking at something that might be comparable in size, but if it does have a little bit of a flex, just every once in a while you run into that type of application. But 99% of the time I'm smiling when I'm using that torch. Alright, and now I'm smiling because I can get back to my project, and I just wanted to drop in. It's not the end of the world if you burn a hole in your lead. Get her done.